Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Manali and today we are making ragi cookies. So you guys seem to love all the healthy cookies recipes that I share, whether it's the whole wheat jaggery cookies or the oats jaggery cookies, and I often get requests to share more of those. I have been eating a lot of ragi these days, so I thought this will be the perfect time to share the recipe for ragi cookies. So these cookies, they are not gluten free because I also use atta in these cookies, but they are refined sugar free and they're also vegan. They go so well with a cup of chai and they are so easy to make. You don't even need a mixer for it. No hand mixer, no stand mixer, just your hands, a wire whisk, and you can make these cookies in 20 to 25 minutes. Sounds very easy, right? Let's see how we make them. We are going to start with mixing the dry ingredient first. To a large bowl, add ragi flour, which is finger millet flour. Then add atta, cardamom powder, cinnamon powder, salt, and baking powder. Using a wire whisk, mix this all together. And then we are going to add jaggery powder to this. So go ahead and add the jaggery powder to the dry ingredients and mix it well with the rest of the ingredients. So this is powdered jaggery, which is easily available at Indian grocery stores, but in case you don't have it, you can use brown sugar, and if you have that blocks of jaggery, you can try to grate it and then use in the recipe. So mix that well, and then I'm going to add some nuts to it. So I'm using almonds here. You can use any nuts of choice or a mixed nuts like cashews, pistachios, or whatever nuts you prefer. So mix the nuts well along with the rest of the ingredients. And now we are going to add vegan butter to the dry ingredients. So this butter was at room temperature. I just cut it into small pieces and then I'm adding it to the dry ingredients. If you don't have vegan butter, that's okay, you can just use regular butter. I just wanted this recipe to be vegan, so I have used vegan butter. Mix the butter with rest of the dry ingredients really well. I like to use my fingers here to rub the butter with the dry ingredients until it resembles crumbs. So once I have reached that stage, now I'm adding non-dairy milk. So again, I wanted the recipe to be vegan, so I have used cashew milk here, but you can add dairy if that's what you have, that's absolutely fine. So add the milk and with your hands, bring the dough together. So once the dough comes together, wrap it in a cling sheet and then you're going to refrigerate this for around 20 minutes. Once 20 minutes are up, you're going to unwrap the dough and you're going to roll it using a rolling pin. So I took some portion of the dough and I'm using a rolling pin to roll the dough and roll it to around 1/4 inch thickness, and then use a round cookie cutter to cut round cookies of around 2 inches in diameter, or you can use any shape that you want, any cookie cutter that you have. So do this with all the dough until all the dough is finished and you'll have around 25 cookies more or less depending on the size of the cookies. Arrange all the rolled cookies onto a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, and then if you want, you can take a fork and just prick them over the top and make a nice design. This is optional, but I like to do it. And that's it. Now you're going to bake these cookies. Bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 to 22 minutes until they are crisp. So as you guys saw, these cookies are really simple to make. You don't need a mixer. They are vegan, they are refined sugar free, and they go so well with chai. If your cookies, they are not as crispy as you want them to be, you can always bake them again. So suppose you make a batch of cookies today and the next morning you realize that these cookies are not as crispy as you wanted them to be. That's not an issue. Just put them back in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 more minutes and they'll be fine. Just keep an eye on the cookies always, because every oven is different and oven temperature settings can really make a lot of difference. So do keep an eye when you place your cookies in the oven. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time with yet another recipe. Until then, take care and happy cooking.